Hello my friends, welcome to episode 3, and it is going to be our first proper deployment episode. I've taken the liberty of unequipping my heroes from all of these units because we now need to tool up for a proper engagement. So we got a long way to go on the experience points on a lot of our units, so let's start shuffling some tanks in. This one actually has some medals. Shuffle in some more recons. These guys can be shuffled back in at 11 strength. Right, okay. It's my main fighter, my main tactical, and we have at least 2 strat bombers, but first things first, let's reorganize. Just for the minute. Okay. We also forgot to shuffle in anti-air. Got some serious medals on this bad boy. Soft, hard steamroller. This used to be a tank at some point, didn't it? Is this thing now outperformed by anything that I have? Nope. I mean, to be fair, where it matters, they're identical. Same slot size, same air attack. Just a generally inferior unit, though. How many of these have I got left? It's actually kind of hard to tell from this menu. 6, okay. Okay, let's shuffle them in. Okay, alright. So, we're going to get our army back up to full speed for actually fighting normal battles. Okay, so the old... what makes this tank so good is it's got rapid fire 1.5x built in. It's actually got amazing attack values. It just needs experience, really, but it is getting there. It's almost got steamroller. So the only weakness of this tank is that it's quite slot expensive, but not so slot expensive that that you would want to use 0 slots on it, because there are more expensive things out there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put readiness so that it always shoots first. No retaliation, so that no one can fight back. And artillery. Wherever it is. I decided this in advance. This makes a truly amazing support unit. Where you have a unit that has 16 soft, 16 hard, and 1.5x volume of firepower on top of it. That will support against infantry nearby, and it will always defend itself. Truly a monster vehicle. What we should do is we should give it an artillery camo. Decide on a camo that's artillery. And then make them all that colour. Wow, weird orange and lime colours. A lot of these camos are quite ugly, but then that's the point, isn't it? There'll be something distinct. Let's go with... late war paint shortage. Yeah, let's just go with beige. There's no point in marking our guys with a stripe anymore because it's irrelevant, sadly. Okay, the old Wonder Waffle. I think is pretty pricey on the slots. 10. It's not that pricey. But this definitely is. Fast deployment, so we can get where it needs to be. 0 slots because it costs a fortune to deploy. And it already ignores entrenchment. Alright, double attack. Double attack would certainly allow it to put out the hurt. Aiming assistance and leadership are sometimes useful. Let's go with double attack. So, I'm not putting lethal on. I can capture now, so I don't really need to be lethal, but I actually already have plans for my lethal heroes anyway. Which is to assign them, in fact I'll do that now, is to assign them to my bombers. It just makes sense to try and build up some strat bombers before the end of the war crawls up on us. Certainly is nice to have 2 copies of lethal. Now, we have a new JU-88A, which is... Oh no, wait, no, it's not. Never mind. This is the best strat bomber I have at the moment. It's nice how cheap they are as well. I'll be tempted to ever strengthen them a little bit. There is a potential there. Okay, the Wonder Waffle. It's another 10 slot special. It's the only thing that's really... This Elsa Kloss is only really useful on this particular artillery because its ammunition is so poor. But it's not really... She's not really worth it on other artillery because +1 range is not that exciting. It could be useful on the 21cm for, you know, greater artillery reach, but I don't find it to be that useful, so... we can use light reduced slots on this one. Because we won't have too many uber expensive units. And I really don't think there's much else for this to be doing. Let's leave it at that for now. I mean, honestly, I could actually go 15cm here. Now. I do have enough aggressive deployments for it, for sure. And I do have some 15cm lying around. We'll think about it. We got plenty of core slots to worry about first. Okay, so we've got our pioneers here. I'm just making the obvious assignments. So, simple thing to do with pioneers. We'll start with the simplest things, which is first aid. First aid. There's going to be a new hero interface at some point, by the way, so you won't have to go through this pain. Alright, obvious thing is to put first aid on them, so that they never run out. Three initiative is pretty poor. Let's make these boys nice and vicious. Alright, we'll worry about decking out the infantry later. Okay, so we got the old Charby one here. And I think KV is just superior. So I'm just gonna run a mega KV here and obvious things are obvious. Field repairs so that it never runs out. I mean, it can run out, but, you know, it helps to mitigate losses. 0 slots. So that we don't pay the enormous slot cost for it. Amusingly doesn't have steamroller yet. Let's make this blue one our old 7 initiative. 10 initiative is enormous for a tank. Shock tactics that the enemy cannot move. Or in fact, envelopment will be fine with... shock tactics is superior to envelopment, but it makes no difference for overwhelming attack. So, if you're using overwhelming attack and envelopment together, then that's fine. The enemy will always surrender. Where's my overwhelming attack? I've got at least one. There it is. Yeah, let's take that off. If you use envelopment and overwhelming attack together, it will always result in a surrender. Shock tactics is slightly superior in that if you put it on an artillery or a plane or any unit really that can attack freely, it can halt an enemy unit, which means that another unit can cause it to surrender. It actually completely destroys their movement points. Let's go with no retaliation. There we go. Okay, now one thing that is important. You know, I probably don't need to run it maxed out all the time for everything now that I don't have no reinforcements. Limited reinforcements, but not no reinforcements. These guys are 11 strength, aren't they? Yeah. Fire. The Hurricane. Highly critical that this has the ability to always first strike. Okay, what else to do with him? Got to get up to the old 4.5 stars as quickly as possible. First strike means he'll always shoot first, both attacking and defending, so no real issue there. Don't think distraction works on aircraft. I always ran aiming assistance on this guy because he could dive in and strike a position, and then other units could move in next to him to assist. Plus, this guy, Galland has also got aiming assistance and leadership, so... This is the tactical bomber that's actually got good air attack, amusingly. As a tactical bomber, Ignores Entrenchment is actually pretty powerful, because it means that he can shred ground targets that are, you know, the hardest to hit. Hit and run probably will do. Can use him as a fighter with hit and run. +2 initiative on a unit that's... the initiative's actually... initiative of 3. That initiative's actually really poor, even with a bonus. Do I have a spare no retaliation? No, I've got plenty of no retaliations lying around. Cool, we'll always be able to hit them hard. Right. These tanks with 7 initiative. Can get away with hit and run. Okay, +3 initiative, plus aggressive counter-attack. Hit and run. I guess there isn't really much else to do with him. Let's leave him at 2 for now. Let's stick hit and run on this as well. Sadly, no way to improve its initiative further, but it will do. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. .3H. That's the old surrender machine. Do you know what? I might put this as a green camo just because I always remember the surrender machine being a green camoed tank. I think it was this one or this one actually. Okay. Let's shuffle in another tank. Guess I was busy training this one up. God damn, it needs a lot of work. I don't know whether I should be trying to build up lots of units or not now, because we have sort of reached this weird point where since I'm not trying to train Steamroller onto everything, it's, you know, the need for supplies of units is greatly reduced. Okay, I've got a half slots here lying around. Let's go with fearsome reputation, because it'll always be on the front line. Actually, do you know what? Let's put unyielding on them, so they can't be suppressed. Alright, it's going to be a while before this guy earns his stripe, that is for sure. Actually, do you know what? If there was ever a unit that desperately needed fast learner, it's this one. If we're going to try and build these units up. I probably won't be changing my loadout too much once we really get going. So these guys have, you know, I have some tanks that have definitely seen plenty of action. Okay, two 15cm guns. Oversized. Do I actually have any more half-slot heroes left? I don't think so. Do I have another fast deployment line around? I do not. I suppose the question becomes, do I need two 15cm guns or not? Right, either way, they don't need to be 15 strength. They'll just be for support, just like my anti-aircraft guns. You know, I'm actually tempted to put I put lethal attack on my strat bombers to build them up. I was almost tempted to put it on the anti-aircraft guns for the same reason. Although they do have a lot of medals, so I guess they're getting there. Right, let's have a look. Stick leadership on, since they'll help the units next to them. I've only got two fast deployment heroes. I'd love to receive some self-propelled 15cm, but that's going to be a long way away, I think. Right, infantry. Five initiative. I suppose I'm going to shove cheap replacements on anything. It's going to be a unit that's a gift unit that doesn't have infinite stock. Let's go, nice and fast. Ignore zone of control. I guess hit and run's the best I can do here. Sure. I don't think we're going to be using our infantry that heavily. Personally. I do have a no retaliation. Let's put no retaliation on these guys so that they can just cut in. If I really need to kill somebody with infantry. Okay, alright. So everything's sort of shaping up again. What do I do with my recons? That's the question. I'm sitting on a pile of heroes that aren't really anything that I want. River Assault. Let's protect this recon car here because it's a pretty weak unit. She's got a few copies of readiness. You know what? I'm gonna put readiness on these. Because what that is going to do is it's going to create units that are basically just horrible to attack. So I can use these guys to control space. That's a whole lot of stuff. Let's go with hit and run and development. We might be able to use that to get some surrenders. Hit and run. Okay, we'll use this as a proper forward scout in the real sense of just being in the enemy's face and inflicting penalties on them. For that, it needs to be a little bit stronger. I'm running a kind of light Air Force here, but I don't think the Air Force is like the most important thing for me anymore. Not when I have two amazing heroes in my Air Force. I suppose it might have been wise to buy some recon planes or something. Should we run some more tanks? I certainly could afford to run another tank or another anti-aircraft gun. Or one of my dive bombers. Let's run at least one dive bomber. Try and build it up. Give me a little bit of extra stopping power. I could run one more set of infantry, but the question is, what infantry? In a bizarre twist, we're going to run some regulars. In a strange twist, we're going to run some regulars because why not? I don't know what to do with River Assault here. It's kind of garbage, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, alright. River troops. Mark and blue, so we know. Okay, we need to. We could run another. So this guy's got distraction and fearsome reputation. We could go with another distracting unit. What do you even do with this stuff, huh? Actually, you know what we could do? We'll take aiming assistance off him and put entrenchment killer on. Because I think I had him set up like this in the previous campaign. His ability to double strike with first strike. Once you're done cleaning up all the enemy's airplanes, you can then use him to actually just hose away entrenchment. And that's quite effective at doing that. We can put aim assist on here. Learns from mistakes, cheap replacements, not really very useful. Envelopment with hit and run. Hit and run. Put shot tactics on as well. That might lead to some surrenders, potentially. I could have put readiness on these guys to protect them, but they'll probably hold. They should hold. Okay. The old anti-aircraft gun. The legendary anti-aircraft gun. I guess I can put learns from mistakes on this one, but I don't think it's going to get hit, to be honest with you. Put it on my regulars because I'm sure they're going to get hit. Man, I received so many bad heroes during the course of my campaigns that I'm still now just fighting over the scraps. Aggressive counterattack doesn't affect anti-aircraft gun attacks because it's considered support, not a counterattack. Funnily enough, this has got great fighter power, but it's still a tactical, so you can defend it with a fighter, which is always funny. I'll start training up my strat bombers. Aggressive counterattack. Actually, this thing's got an air attack of 3, which is not great. Aggressive counterattack can actually make a fighter make an aircraft much less palatable, just because of how tight the stats are on them. You kind of want to pair aggressive counterattack with readiness. Let's pair aggressive counterattack with readiness. That should make them a little bit harder to get rid of. And let's put no surrender on this particularly weak unit. These are just junk. Interestingly, I can't camo these. It's such a weird thing. You can't camo them for some reason. But if you change them to something else and then camo them and then change them back, you can. So for example, I can change this into this car. Weird little bug. Or I don't know if it's a bug or just because camo doesn't work properly on them, because they're a weird mix between vehicle and infantry. Give it the old C pattern. Yeah, I mean it worked. Okay, fine. Alright, I think we're all set up and good to go. Yeah, this army is actually quite behind on experience, I guess, because I was busy trying to put steamroller on everything, but that's been nerfed off the board now, so now we just need to train up our units. Noting that we have plenty of other experienced ones to shuffle in if we need to. And 1,000,000 bombers that I bought to hide my money. Because it was quicker than buying anti-aircraft guns. Hiding my prestige from the taxman. Alright, let's get deployed, although deployment is obviously going to be it's going to be relatively easy. Infantry, protected by 15cm gun. This is the main thrust of the push here. One artillery on either side, one anti-aircraft gun on either side. Let's have the support tank on this side. Let's have the old surrender machine on this side. 1 kV for both sides. One standard tank, or relatively standard tank for both sides. Two recons here, two recons here. And of course the whole Air Force in one location, so that will be the fighter in the center, supported by the tacticals and bombers. Okay, alright, and that's it for deployment. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's good to be back and playing a proper mission. There won't be any surprises, well there shouldn't be any surprises for me on this mission unless it's changed since pre-release, because I played this one for pre-release as well, and a tiny bit of the next one. And we shouldn't have too many problems, but yeah, it's funny how many heroes I've got and how few of them are actually that great. I've got one double strike hero. I don't think I have any rapid fire heroes. I have a fair few ignores entrenchment, lethal attack, one overwhelming attack, some readiness, and some no retaliation. But I've got a lot of hit and run, which is just an inferior no retaliation. And then I've got like 2 river assault, some EXP heroes, just a whole lot of, you know, leadership, distraction, like a whole lot of garbage basically, but hey, it is what it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.